There is a version of you that you don't yet know. A version that doesn't accept excuses, that doesn't recognize hesitation, and that has removed the word convenience from its own vocabulary. It's a version so focused, so calculating, and so relentlessly consistent that if you met it today, you would be impressed. You would feel the weight of its presence. Most people believe that discipline is an accessory, something you only use when motivation strikes. They are wrong. True discipline is not a common habit. It is an absolute victory over your own will to stagnate. It is the ability to look at fatigue and mental justifications and silence them under the weight of your execution.
Machiavelli understood power like few others. He knew that to maintain relevance in a chaotic world, you cannot be predictable. You must become a constant force. When you become truly disciplined, the people around you notice. They feel a change in your energy. They see someone who has stopped negotiating with their own impulses, someone who no longer accepts their own distractions, and that commands profound respect. Because someone who isn't defeated by their own mind will hardly be defeated by any external obstacle. You're hearing this because you've reached the limit of your patience with your own inconsistency. You're tired of being the author of plans that never leave the paper. You see others moving forward while you remain stuck in the same cycle of enthusiasm followed by discouragement. You want to build an unshakable mindset. I'll show you how. But understand the price. This requires a complete overhaul. We're going to replace the dependent and unstable part of who you are with a command structure. We're going to apply Machiavelli's strategic logic to your existence. The secret isn't in what you gain, but in what you're willing to leave behind.
Phase 1 is the discipline of strategic reserve. Machiavelli wrote that everyone sees what you appear to be, but few know who you really are. The common mistake is seeking validation before the result. Many announce the project, post the beginning of the journey, and seek applause for an effort that hasn't even been completed yet. This drains the energy needed for the work. You will do the opposite. You will act in silence. Real discipline flourishes in discretion. When you talk too much about your plans, you mentally expend the reward before you deserve it. The most prepared individual in the room is the one who observes and executes without needing an audience. Imagine focusing intensely for months without announcements, just the work and the progress. When you reemerge, the results will speak for themselves. This commands authority. While others seek attention, you build solid foundations.
Phase 2 is internal governance. There's a misconception that disciplined people don't feel lazy. This is a misconception. They feel everything. The urge to procrastinate, the weight of fatigue, the doubt. The difference is that they treat these feelings as background noise. Machiavelli argued that a leader should govern rationally, not impulsively. You must apply this logic to yourself. You cannot depend on willpower. Willpower is fickle. You need something more solid: commitment. Discipline is the art of acting in opposition to what you feel in the moment. If your mind asks for distraction, you stay focused. If your body asks for unnecessary comfort, you maintain your posture. You are not a follower of your emotions. You are their master. The command must be executed without question. In moments of hesitation, simply move. Phase 3 is shielding the environment. Machiavelli knew that to maintain direction, it's necessary to filter out surrounding influences. A wise leader bases himself on what he himself controls. Evaluate your current circle. Do they raise your standards or justify your mediocrity? Most people fear silence and focus because it forces them to confront their own lack of purpose. To be truly disciplined, you must be willing to walk independently. This requires you to distance yourself from distractions and connections that don't contribute to your mission. Productive isolation is not loneliness. It's a laboratory. It's where you identify your flaws and strengthen your vision without the noise of others' opinions. The individual who doesn't depend on external approval is the only one who possesses true freedom.
The final phase is identity replacement. Why do so many regress? Because they maintain the same standards as before. You need to raise your standards. Machiavelli saw that decline begins when rigor is replaced by relaxation. We live in an age of conveniences designed to keep us passive. Being disciplined today is an act of independence. Set standards that seem too high for the average. Don't slow down to be understood. Let the results justify your method. Be rigorous with your time and selective with your attention. And finally, leave behind the image of who you used to be. The you who gave up and sought shortcuts no longer exists. The new profile operates logically, sees life as a field of strategy, and understands that self-control is the greatest possible achievement. Many have watched this video so far, but few have truly listened. The difference between who you are and who you want to be is hidden in what you do when no one is watching, in those quiet hours of the early morning, in those difficult decisions that no one applauds. That's where your new self is built. Discipline is not a burden. It is the price of your sovereignty. From today onwards, you are no longer a leaf in the wind, carried away by the emotions of the moment. You are the captain of your own will. The world may try to distract you. Your mind may try to deceive you, but the command is now yours. Show that you are part of the minority that not only consumes, but executes. Write in the comments, discipline. Leave your like if you accept the challenge of raising your standard above average, and subscribe to strengthen your mindset to the next level. The time for excuses is over. Your new legacy begins now.